right, let's talk about Theta Network. It's 2026, and a lot of people in crypto are asking the same thing. What is going on with this project? Today, we're going to cut right through all the noise and give you the real story, the uncomfortable truth about where Theta actually stands right now. Yeah, this quote right here kind of says it all. We're not here to talk about when moon. We're diving deep into the real-world challenges and some of the tough questions that the Theta community is wrestling with. So, buckle up. So here's the game plan. We're going to look at what we all thought would happen versus what's really going on. We'll pinpoint the parts that are genuinely solid, and we'll be honest about the things that just haven't gotten off the ground. And let's be clear, Theta isn't dead, not by a long shot, but it's also not the rocket ship many people were hoping for. Okay, let's get right into it. Time to lay all the cards on the table. What does the state of Theta really look like as we kick off the new year? Well, the first card is the one that tells a big part of the story, the price. We're looking at a range of about 28 to 30 cents. And look, that's not just a number. For a lot of early investors, it's a symbol of a project that feels like it's stuck in neutral, a constant reminder of promises that just haven't panned out yet. It's frustrating. But while the price is pretty much asleep, the community is definitely not. There's one big thing that has everyone talking, and that is a major governance proposal they're calling TDROP 2.0. So what is TDROP 2.0? The easiest way to think about it is like a huge tune-up for Theta's entire economic engine. The team is trying to adjust the token's fundamentals to create more stability for the long haul. It's basically a rewrite of some of the core rules. So what's actually changing here? Well, it comes down to three main things. First, they're reallocating a massive 4 billion TDROP tokens. Second, and this is really important, they're lowering the rewards related to NFTs. Why? Well, the NFT craze from a few years back has definitely cooled off, and it seems like the project is moving away from that hype cycle. So instead, they're shifting that focus to the third point, boosting the incentives for long-term staking, with rewards planned all the way out to 2030. It's a clear move toward building a more stable base. And here's the kicker. If you want to have a say in this, if you want to vote, your tokens have to be staked. It's a pretty smart move, really. It encourages long-term commitment and makes sure the people guiding the ship are the ones with skin in the game, not just speculators trying to make a quick buck. But a change this big is gonna get people talking. And if you spend any time on X or Reddit, you will see that the community is, well, they're not exactly singing Kumbaya on this one. You can almost split the community into three distinct groups. First, you've got the optimists. These are the diehards. They're still buying, they believe in the tech, the patents, the whole DePIN or decentralized physical infrastructure angle. Then you've got the second camp, the patient but tired. These folks still trust the project, but man, they are just exhausted by a price that's been flat for so long. And finally, you have the critics. They're the ones loudly asking, where is the mass adoption? Why is there no marketing? Why isn't this getting the attention that AI or L2s are getting? And this split in the community really highlights Theta's single biggest problem here in 2026. It comes down to a fundamental mismatch between the awesome technology they've built and the story or narrative that the market wants to hear right now. This slide just lays it out perfectly. It's this central conflict for Theta. On one side, you have what Theta has, a working network, real infrastructure, actual technical use cases, substance. But on the other side, you have what the market rewards, a great story, visible adoption, momentum, and hype. Theta has the engine, but the market is rewarding the flashy paint job. Now, to be super clear, this doesn't mean the project is falling apart or going backwards. The tech is still solid. The problem is a total lack of acceleration. It feels like while other projects are hitting the gas and capturing everyone's attention, Theta is just kind of cruising in the slow lane. Okay, so if that's the diagnosis, then what's the cure? What's the recipe for the wake-up call that a lot of people feel Theta really needs right now? Honestly, the time for just making promises is over. What Theta needs is tangible proof. We're talking about real-world use cases that you and I can actually see and touch. It needs partners that are more than just a logo on a website, partners that are actively using the network and creating real demand. And it needs to pick a story, whether it's streaming or AI or edge computing, and just own it. Tell that story over and over. If those things happen, the market will react. If they don't, Theta risks just being an interesting footnote in crypto history. So I guess the uncomfortable truth is this. In 2026, Theta is not dead. It's still here, building in the background, working on its governance, playing the long game. But it's not shining. To a market that's always looking for the next big thing, it's become almost invisible. And that really leaves us with the million-dollar question, doesn't it? Will the market have the patience to wait for a project with real substance to prove itself? Or will it just get distracted by the next project that comes along making a lot more noise, even if it has less to back it up? Honestly, the clock is ticking. And of course, just as a final reminder, all of this is for informational and educational purposes. It is absolutely not financial advice. The crypto market can be incredibly volatile, so you should always do your own research before making any decisions.